the essential do's and don'ts of a successful poultry farm. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to everyone, depending on the country you are in right now. Here we go. The do's and don'ts of a successful or a profitable health farm. 1. Do start with a small number. Begin with a manageable number and gain experience before expanding. However much you have enough money to start with the number you are thinking of, as long as you are a beginner in poultry, especially in layers, the commercial layers, please, it's very much knowledgeable to start with a smaller number as you learn experience. For instance, if you have money to start with 5,000, we are talking of a beginner. Please start with at least 500 or 1,000. Then after, when they start laying, then you can bring the other number you're thinking of after gaining experience. That's 1. 2. Do prioritize biosecurity. Use a foot bath with a disinfectant at the entrance of the poultry house. There are different disinfectants on the market. I can give example. We have Vilkill, Neurokillings, and others. Ensure you have that foot bath. Implement a strict sanitation also. Yeah, that's true. Another one. Do vaccinate on schedule and on time. Never skip the vaccination for any reason whatsoever. Prevention is better than cure. You all know that. Ensure you vaccinate. If Newcastle is supposed to be vaccinated on the first of every month, ensure that every first of the month do the vaccination. If it is the deworming, or if it's a seventh day of the every 7th of the month, ensure that they do deworm the birds to avoid what will happen later. Another one next is do proper ventilation. Ensure the poultry house is well ventilated so that it to remove the ammonia. Because remember, these birds pop on the same place where they also sleep. They at the same time they sleep. So please ensure that ventilation is very, very, very catered for. So I'll give you an example. That when the air comes from the east, it just blows out and gets out of the west. If it's come from the north part of the poultry house, let it be blown out to the southern part of the poultry house. Another thing is observe the birds daily. Do observe daily. Inspect the birds regularly for signs of illness, such as loss of appetite. You can see these birds, sorry for that, especially in the morning after feeding them. You will see that the majority of the birds are coming to the feeding troughs, and you will see some 2-3 remaining in the corner. Please immediately go for that one. As already told you in other videos, that always have a sick bay on the farm. However small your farm is, or even if you have 50 birds, ensure you have a small sick bird list for 2 or 3. Why? Whenever you remove these sick birds from the other flock, you're preventing the other 50 from being affected. So always have a sick bay. Never ignore any sign. You see we see one bird dropping the wings. Just get it out, take it in the sick bay, and give it maximum care and attention. We go to next. Do keep detailed records. Always monitor the sales. Write them somewhere. To monitor, to find out your profitability, how much you do getting in a day, how many what. Always note down the vaccination dates, the mortality, the feed intake daily feed intake. Always note them somewhere, so that at the end of the week or at the end of the month, you sit down and calculate that my birds have consumed Which amount of feeds is like, for instance, 1 ton. 1 ton costed me, I'm just giving an example. 1 ton costed me, let me say, like 1 million. I'm just giving an example. 1 million. So, what was how many eggs have they produced in this 1 month? I'm just giving an example. The eggs were for, let me say, like 700,000. 700,000. That means you're remaining with 300,000 as profits. So always note down everything, even for broilers, not only layers. Always note down the mortality that you bought 500 broilers, you lose like two. Note them somewhere so that at the end, after selling them, you get know that I bought 500, I'm remaining with 498. Uh-huh. We go to another do is use high quality feeds. Mm? Why am I encouraging you to use high quality feeds? To ensure fast growth and a higher production. Remember, feeds account for about 70% of the costs. Yeah. So ensure that you use a high quality, uh, and yeah, do use high quality feeds. Always, however much you always want to save on the to reduce on the cost of the feeds, but never compromise on the quality, please. Why am I encouraging quality? Remember, it ensures faster growth and a higher production. If it is for laying, if you use quality feeds, just know the laying percentage will be high. If you use fudge, taka, just know that you'll be in for it. And for broilers, you want faster growth, ensure you get quality feeds. Avoid cheap things. Yes, we need to be on a budget, but mm-mm, I leave that for you. But personally, I do recommend quality feeds. Let's not go deep into other things. Another thing is, do provide clean water regularly. Please, clean water is a must. Why am I saying clean water? Just like you, a person. mm, If you cannot drink that water, why do you give it to the chicken, and after you want it, give you eggs? Hmm? If you see that you cannot take that water, please don't give it to your chicken also. Don't. Please don't. And always ensure constant water. One drinker fails off, please pick it out, fill it. If you're using automatic drinkers, ensure that if the one is somehow in those small pipes, there are those green things which block the water from passing through. So ensure always service them to ensure the water is constant to prevent dehydration. Mm. Another thing is that birds, all these chickens, they drink twice as much as they eat. For instance, if they're taking, let me give an example, 60 kilograms of feed, just know they're going to take, so 60 times 2, that is 120 liters of water. Yeah. So those are some of the do's. Some, not all, but some. So we are now going to the don'ts. These are the don'ts. One, don't overcrowd. Overcrowding leads to cannibalism. These especially layer ones. Layer birds are kinda they're difficult, that is it. They're difficult. For instance, I had a case last month, I think. One of the chicken was laying. Uh, so the others saw, I think it with the egg came out and the intestine came out with the intestine at the same time. So they began picking the intestine because it's kind of red. So when they saw blood, they continue pecking, until it died. Mm? So always ensure you don't overcrowd them. Mhm. Another thing is crowding leads to stress, and the stressing layers is personally is one of the bad thing because getting that stress out of them is not easy. Mhm. It isn't easy. Even if you add the stress mix, what they want, yes, they do work, but they won't immediately bring back the production up if it had gone down. Another thing, crowding leads to poor growth. Mhm. And high mortality. Uh, yeah, especially if for example, if something scares them, uh, they can run in one corner, and because of overcrowding them, just know you will lose some. Yeah, you will lose some from that place, that corner where they go to hide after getting scared from anything. Uh huh. Let's go to. Another thing is don't change the feed abruptly. Mm? For example, you want to change from a certain concentrate A to concentrate B. Don't just go and bring the concentrate B immediately if they are feeding on concentrate A and you bring in. No, 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 no. If you're to change it, ensure at least you mix, for example, get 100 kilograms of concentrate A, the one you want to get rid of, 100 kilograms, and also get 100 kilograms of the concentrate B, which you're going to bring in as a new one. Let me use the names of the companies. For instance, you are using Cowdice, Intraco, or Hendrix, and you want to change to maybe let me say like to from Cowdice to Hendrix. Ensure I get 100 kilograms of Cowdice, the one you want to get to change from, and mix it with 100 kilograms of Hendrix. Mix those together and feed them for like 3 to 5 days. Then after those days, you can bring in the new one you want to give them to avoid stressing them. You know, these birds are very sensitive. They will immediately sense it that there is something which have changed, and they will withdraw immediately from laying the eggs. Because they'll be wondering why this, and whenever they are scared of anything, they just withdraw from bringing their children to the world. Their children will mean the eggs. Uh-huh. Mm, let's go to another don't. Don't mix different age groups. Mm. For example, you have birds of 2 months, then you bring baby chicks, then you mix with them. That's totally wrong. Mm. Or you have a layer flock which is 1 year, then you maybe buy from someone when they have failed to take care of theirs. They are like even if they are also 1 year, then you mix them. That thing is also wrong because you never know. The other one you bought from another farm might be having some diseases. Then you mix them with yours, you'll be in for it. Another thing, avoid using these toxic chemicals. For example, insecticides. Huh? Mm, mm, avoid them. Just avoid. I'm not explaining anything. Just avoid them. Uh-huh. Avoid and don't borrow money to start. Don't. At least use use the small personal funds you have to avoid the high pressure while learning the business. Just start the small you have. And in the long run, after mastering some not all but some few, then you can go in for a loan. A loan you bring it in something you know of. I'm talking to a beginner. Uh-huh. Another thing is restrict access to the poultry house. Restrict access to the poultry house. And if it is a must or unavoidable, a foot bath must be available. Another thing, hmm, they what to give them the farm overalls and the boots because there are some unavoidable risks like a vet coming to your poultry house and others. Then always avoid having wet litter. Mm? Avoid that. It will bring you problems. avoid it. Wet litter, like water pours in the poultry house, ensure you uh, get to the dry one and put in that place which is wet, where the water has gone, to avoid one thing is costiosis. Yeah. Otherwise, thank you for watching Poultry TV. Keep around. Please subscribe on this channel. I remain Kasozi Robert Bukenya Kumasekadama. Those are the do's and don'ts. Yeah, some, not all, but some.